One of the trickiest things to talk about, I always find, is talking about the Holy Spirit. We're usually pretty good about talking about God. We're pretty good about talking about Jesus. But when it comes to the Holy Spirit, it's kind of hard to talk about the Holy Spirit because we just kind of go, it's the power of God. It's the energy of God. It's God at work in the world. That's the Spirit. Yes, but like how? And so we've come up with these different images, like fire of Pentecost. Although, just to be clear, that fire was like the tongues of fire thing was just kind of like it wasn't a huge thing. It was more the wind at Pentecost. It was the big deal. Water is another way that we do that, especially with baptism. That's the presence of the Spirit in water, right? Water is life. And so that's a really good way. Jesus talks about the Holy Spirit, though, as like being like the wind. It comes and it goes. You don't know where it comes from or where it goes to. You don't see it, but you see it working. It's kind of like light that way, right? You don't actually see light per se. I mean, you can with a scope and stuff, but you see what it enlightens. And the Spirit's like that with wind. You see it at work. You see it. So some of you may recall, at least twice in the past, I have endeavored to demonstrate the power of the Holy Spirit with a whoopee cushion. And if you're not entirely sure what a whoopee cushion is, please let me know because I'd love to bring one and show you. But on at least two different occasions, I've also used, and it's okay for me to say this out loud because it is in fact a beloved character in a series of children's books. Walter the Farting Dog is another fine example of the Holy Spirit at work. And I was tempted to bring a whoopee cushion today. I really was. I was also tempted to, and I do have, if anyone who's here would like to see it after, I do actually have a Walter the Farting Dog toy that does indeed do what Walter does. But I was thinking about it today, and I was thinking about especially how things are for lots of people in the world today, and I brought something else instead. I don't know if you can see from here. This is Chewy's oldest toy. And if I don't know how if you can see it from there, this was once white, by the way. This, in fact, is I think the one toy of Chewy's that Lori will not touch because it's gross and disgusting. And it's because Chewy has loved it a lot. And quite often it's his go-to toy. He has a lot of toys. But quite often he'll go back to this guy. I hope he's not looking for him this morning. But he'll quite often go to this guy, and he chews him, he licks him. He's, in fact, a little bit crusty right now. And he lies on him, and in fact, I believe this guy's been outside even. And he's had him, I think this is his oldest toy. Here's the thing about this toy. If you squeeze him, he squeaks. And I don't know if you know how the squeakers work in these things, but it's a little valve thing that lets air in so that when you squeeze it, it lets air out. And it's very entertaining for puppies and dogs and not so much for people who listen to it all day long. But the point is, that's the Holy Spirit. That's why the Spirit is in you. We see the Spirit at work because every time you breathe in the Spirit. That's why the idea of the Spirit as the wind or as air is such a great thing, is because we need, just as we need water, we need air. And when you breathe in the Spirit. And when you breathe out, the Spirit is at work. And in fact, as you breathe, you are breathing in and out the Spirit that everyone else is breathing in and out. just like this guy is. It's okay to touch him, Lori. He's not gross. And here's the thing about it, though, and why I wanted to bring this guy today is because he looks like he's been beaten up a lot. He's been well used. I think this ear is coming off, actually. He's been well loved. He's been played with a lot. And he still has the power of the Spirit in him. And sometimes I think we can feel like that. We can feel very much dispirited because we feel like we've been kind of beaten up a little bit or mauled a little bit or perhaps even overloved. The Spirit is still there. Every time you breathe, you remind yourself the Spirit is in you. And every time you breathe, you also remind yourself that not only is it in you to share with others.